What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the KFC Gunker, their version of a Masterpiece Hazmat. So this character appeared for like 2 seconds in the Transformers movie on the Junkion planet. He is kind of a chunkier character. You know, he's not this thin looking robot, but they are using the same mold as the rest of the Junkions, so it does have that same look to him. But still, they've kind of nailed the character. I'll put the image there. If I can find one, they have a pretty good actual version of it here, but it's not from the cartoon. It's just some, an artist rendering, but that looks really nice. Here's the back. You got the tech specs. He's got some pretty low intelligence and rank, so he doesn't mean much to the Junkions, but there you go. It is a nice looking robot. Got some nice details. Now, I do have to say up front, I got this from G Tony, and I know it came with known problems. So, number one, it is missing an ear, as you can already tell. Just was missing in the box. And I am going to try to get that from KFC. The other thing is, we've got this right here. This is a very unfortunate break, but it is broken there, so I'm going to try to get that part too, but it doesn't seem to affect robot mode. It may affect the vehicle mode. We'll take a look. But we're going to do the review anyway because I do want to take a look at this. It's one of the better looking, especially given the paint job. So you can see it's got that really nice shiny gold paint here on the chest. You got that metallic silver all throughout the chest up here. Little accents there on the thighs. Coming down, you got some paint here on the shins. Coming to the back, you have the fake wheels in the back of the legs. So I believe this one, he doesn't actually mount the wheels, but obviously it comes with wheels. So you can still put these on him, in the usual spots on the forearms, on the shoulders, on the leg. So you can do this. I just think it doesn't match with the cartoon because his wheels actually hit away into the back of his legs, and that's why they have them molded in here. But they are painted, and it does look nice. Here's the back. It's nice and clean. Pretty good looking bot overall. Now, he does come with a few other accessories, so you get 2 guns here. They're basically identical, exactly the same. They have a little bit of silver paint on them. You can get these in the hands, just like any other KFC figure. Mine do fit a little bit loose. Let's see if this one's any better. It's alright. You can also take these. Now they end up with pegs. Let's see. Does this fit? Yeah, you can get it pegged in on here. I mean, there's lots of places to put it. Or maybe there is. But you can store it if you want to, and then you can do holding the other one. So, good looking. There's some detail here on the hands. You got the nice little spiky bits here. You got the soft spiky bits up here. That looks really cool. You got some detail here. All of that looks really nice. All right, let's go over his articulation. So the head is on a rotating swivel. So it goes up to there, down to there. The ears can rotate back and forth if you have them. Obviously, I'm missing one, but you can angle those. It's a very nice looking head sculpt. I like the way they did it. It represents the character. I wish the mouth was painted a little bit more, but overall, good looking head sculpt. Shoulders rotate all the way around on this joint. You get it up to there, but this shoulder pad does get in the way. You can take the shoulder pad off. The arms tend to fall off too. But if you do that, it looks like this underneath, and it doesn't look like the character as much anymore. So you kind of need these pieces, but it does hinder the articulation. Again, all of these Junkions are meant to have pieces and parts that can interact with each other. So you can take the arms off and swap them. You can take these shoulder pads off. You can, basically take parts and switch them around. We have a rotation at the bicep. You have a, let's get that back on. You have a double joint elbow, gives you the full bend. Nice ratchets there too. You have a rotation at the wrist. You have the single joint for the fingers. The pointer finger is separate, but it's curled, so there's no point. You have a ball jointed thumb, and then it's on a pin, so you can get that up and down. You have a rotation at the waist on a ratchet, rotates all the way around. Makes a little bit of a weird sound, but hip skirt move out of the way, leg will go up to there. I noticed that the arm likes to slowly fall off as you're doing that, so just be cautious. But leg goes back to there, out to the side on friction, rotation at the thigh, Single to the knee gets you 90 degrees. You can actually bend backwards if you want to. I'm not sure why they didn't put a ratchet there. It's just a friction joint. Ankle tilt out this way, out that way, down to there, and nothing really up. So there you go for articulation. And for size comparison, there it is next to the KFC Wrecker, the Fans Toys version of Hot Rod, and the Fans Toys version of Cup. And obviously fits in well. It's the same size as the other Junkions and fits in well with the movie shelf. Really it doesn't really matter which company you go with. It does fit in nicely and looks good. All right, now we'll get him transformed into his motorcycle mode, since we have transformed this before, and it is the same transformation as all of the rest of the Junkions that we've gotten. I will get him transformed off camera. I'll be right back. If there are any differences or unique things here, I will point them out. And there you have Gunker transformed into his bike mode. It is basically the same transformation. There's couple little minor differences. One thing which is I haven't done yet is put these on. So this is just a parts forming piece. Remember, this was on the shoulders in the robot mode, so you just have to remove them and then you stick them on here. You can see the little rubber pieces on the inside, which are basically the leftover of this, but take those and get that tabbed in here, and then same for this side, get that tabbed in. And I would also be careful with this. And you can also take these guns, and these can attach right here on that same tab we had on the legs. It's a tight fit, so just be careful. But there you go. And then lastly, you can take these kickstands, put those down. That'll hold the bike up. You don't really need them, honestly. I mean, it sits. You do have these fourth wheels here and here. I don't love the way that looks, but they did that for robot mode accuracy. But you can kind of cover them up with the guns and make it not look as bad. But there you go. There's a fully transformed bike. Really cool looking bike. I love how this looks. It does look like the cartoon, the movie anyway. These little bits here, these rear view mirrors, do have to be added on separately. If you try to transform with them, it's potential to break them. But beautiful looking bike. You can see you got the flame effect here. There's a kind of a metallic fleck inside of here. I don't know if it's coming across camera, but there's a little bit of fleck in there. So black paint here. The gold pipes now actually look like, engine parts there, so that's cool. Got the spiky wheels with the rubbery tires. This looks cool on the back, having these little, parts for the shoulders on there. That's nice. That is accurate as well. You do get the gauges here, rear view mirrors, and then your brake and your accelerator. And then this is nicely painted as well. So all in all, really good looking bike. And I did want to mention, you can complete the look here. If you take these and stick them here, you'll get basically like the little peg stands for the feet. They do end up with this extra piece here. I'm not really sure what it's for. I guess you can put it on top of these. But I only have one of them, so I'm not really sure. And for a size comparison, there it is next to the Transform Element Optimus Prime. Yes, these are big bikes. It's the same size as the Wreck Car figure. I'm okay with it because in the movie they were big bikes too, and actually the Autobots rode on them. So it works, it looks good. And just to demonstrate, you can have Wreck Car or any other Junkions riding on top of him in bike mode. I really think this looks good. It's a cool little gimmick here. So we're going to leave it like this for final thoughts just because this is the way I'm going to have it. So final thoughts on the KFC Gunker. Let's start with the positives. Both the robot mode and the motorcycle mode look really good. The paint detail and accents kind of throw, especially the gold and the silver, those shiny bits really do stand out. Little piping pieces. These little bits here, all the spiky bits, that all looks really nice and really stands out, makes him look like, he fits in perfectly in the Junkion world. Even these rearview mirrors, even though you have to parts form them and put them on, and same for these, you have to parts form those, I still think it's a very, very, very good looking bike. I also think that the accessories are nice. You get two guns, you get the little spiky bits, all that works and looks good. Negatives wise, the QC on this still has some issues. here and there. It's not terrible, but there are a couple things. Now, I'm just going to ignore this because I'm not sure if G-Tony did that or if it came like that. But there is still the clearance issue of getting these handlebars past the fairing. And that's always been kind of a design issue. And that's probably what actually led to breaking this. I'm not sure. But that design issue is just kind of annoying thing that you get with KFC and X-Transbots is bending plastic. In this case, bending die-cast plastic. The other thing is these arms, I know they're meant to be, interoperable with other Junkions, but during transformation, this fell apart so many times, and it's just a very loose joint, and there's a little ring up there, and I lost that ring several times. Just an irritation. And then also these don't lock in, they just kind of sit. Now they are nice and tight enough, and you could probably tighten the screw if they get loose. I just don't like that it doesn't actually plug in. I wish they plugged in. So little things like that, little accents and details like that, keep X-Transbots from being, 100% good. It's just little stuff like that. I do still recommend it. I think it's a fun figure. It does make a good bike. This alone is worth it to have, a bunch of Junkions riding other Junkions, so for your display, or just to have them all together as a group. So I do recommend it, but just watch out for those little quality issues. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.